Hello and welcome. I'm Theolyn Cortens. This is SoulSchool. And today I want to talk about several archangels, all in a little gang. I want you to see how perhaps they could work with you, you could work with them, to strengthen the structure, the administrative structure, you could say, of your inner empire. So the idea of the archangels being a group of rulers or kings within an empire is a very useful metaphor when you're thinking about the archetypes that support you within your own inner world. Actually, you don't have to call them archangels, but this is a Jewish mystical system that we're working with. And these archangels have got names, some of which are very familiar to us. And so they are kind of carrying a conceptual formula, if you like, that's been going around for thousands of years. So it's quite helpful to use those names. Some of the names for archetypes would be the names of the gods and goddesses in the Greek and Roman period of history, some of which are continued in the practice of astrology. But even in the Indian religious practice, you will find gods and goddesses who are carrying the same kind of archetype. And you might prefer to work with them. But what I offer in this course is a way of working with the archetypes and conceptualizing them as the archangels. And one of the reasons it's quite useful to think of them as archangels rather than gods and goddesses is because in this Jewish mystical system, the archangels are all participating in an activity which is divine as a complete wholeness. It's a holistic description of the way energy works, energy flows, like as in the Tao, in the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative energy fields, or the active and the passive. And those archangels all carry the different qualities. So let me start off with two of them. I did a short video about these two a little while back, so I'll reintroduce them here for this particular explanation that I'm wanting to make for you. And that is the Oriel and Sandalphon characters. And they are at the foot of the tree of life, and one of them is more masculine and one of them is more feminine, but they work as a couple. They work as a supporting couple for your life in general, because they support things like your emotions and your sense of general sense of well-being in the world. So those two characters would be really helpful to you in a really fundamental way. It's right down at the bottom of the tree of life, and it's like in the roots of the tree. You know, you need strong roots. What is going on in the root of your life? And then you come to the Archangel Gabriel. Again, I ran a separate little video about him, but I want you to see them in this occasion as a group. So there's Gabriel. So you've got your strong foundation, Sandalphon and Oriel, and then Gabriel helps you go out into the world and communicate what you need. You, at first, of course, you generally communicate it within your own family, and then you might need to communicate it in school, and then further along in society at large when you go to work. Okay, so who else is in this group, this particular group? We have Raphael and Haniel. There's Raphael, there's Haniel. And again, you see the complementary qualities of them, because one, we could say, is more yin or more feminine, and the other is more masculine. One of them is receptive and calming and relaxing, and the other one is more dynamic, more pushy, more assertive. And we all need both those qualities. We need to keep the balance. So already you have a group of 5 archangels who are providing you with the necessary psychological or spiritual tools to act in the world, to go out into the world and express your soul's purpose. So who else have we got in this group? Okay, so we have Michael. We have Michael, who rules the sun, and the sun is the centre of everything in the solar system. It kind of holds the power, gives life, gives energy, gives vitality. And so when we're living a life as a human person, we must work with that inner core, the core values, the core intentionality of what our soul desires. And that's what Michael can help us with. And Michael helps us with the courage to stand up for that and say, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, and don't knock me off my tracks, don't rain on my parade, because this is the power that I carry. And we all carry power. All of us carry that Michael power to take command of our own life. So we've already had 5, and we need 2 more in this particular group. I'll mention why there are 7 in a moment. No, there are 8, sorry. There are 8 in this group, and there's a particular pattern to that 8. I'll explain it in a moment. So then we have 2 more complementary characters. We have Zadkiel and we have Samael. And just the day before yesterday, I made a recording about Samael, explaining how she is the strict one who encourages us to be disciplined and to be focused and to get our work done in the world. And then Zadkiel gives us the vision, and he encourages us. He helps us expand our possibilities into the world. Now, the reason I was getting mixed up between 7 and 8, let me explain why I made that mistake back then, is because 7 out of this group of 8 are associated with the traditional planets and luminaries in astrology. So, starting from the bottom, you would have Oriel for the moon. And then you would have Gabriel for Mercury, and you would have Raphael for Venus, Haniel for Mars, Michael for the Sun, Zadkiel for Jupiter, Samael for Saturn. But in this group, there are 8 because although there are 7 days of the week named after those planets, we mustn't forget Earth. And Earth is governed by Sandalphon. And Sandalphon brings to Earth the holy vision. He's very much a figure of heaven on earth. And you can see he's got a little temple in the background there. So Sandalphon allows us to be earthly beings and to honour that, and not to just want to, in our spiritual work, to ascend and escape from the earth, which is an old dualist idea that somehow earth was a trap, a bad place to be, and our spiritual endeavour should be to release ourselves from that trap. But that's certainly not my mystical approach to the way of working with the archangels. This particular group of archangels in the empire are very much to do with how we can realise our soul's purpose in the world, and each one of them has something to offer us. Each one of them will describe its role in a unique way because you are a unique individual. However, by interacting with the archangels, the archetypes, within your own kingdom, your own empire, then you will take charge. You will become the emperor or the empress in your own life. So, those are the 8 archangels that I wanted to talk to you about today. And I will be talking about them in much more depth in the Empire of Angels Zoom class. So don't forget to find out more about it. And I'd love to see you there. Many blessings.